Okay, lifestylers. If you're a hardcore lifestyler, you're going to love this particular part or feature of our book. This is hands down the number one thing. Once I cracked the code with this little setup, this is what made my life go like a rocket in so many areas. And just having that feeling of balance, the feeling of being in control, and had my stress levels just plummet to almost nothing because um, I had a system and a strategy around just to deal with life and to deal with things when they pop up. So the same way I've ran all my little trainings on this, we're going to talk about what the default week is, why I believe we should set it up, and then I'm going to show you exactly how I go about it. And I'm going to do it in a way that you can use that framework for you. This is the thing that I love about this. It doesn't matter who you are, what your background is, whatever your day-to-day routine needs to have in it, you can make this work. So what is a default week? It's literally what your perfect week would look like. If you could say, this is how my perfect week looks. This is how I want my day to look. This is how I want my week to look. That's what we want to set up to be a default week. So it's literally setting up a structure so you can run the day instead of the day running you. A mentor that I started to listen to, read his books and listen to his audios probably about 16, 17 years ago. That was one key phrase that he dropped that literally stuck in my brain like a splinter. He said, either you run the day or the day runs you. And 17 years ago, the day was running me, trust me. So to get on top of it is a difficult task, but it doesn't have to be. And that's what we're going to do. So it's forward planning, but it's also allowing for the inevitable hiccup. And this is where I see people fall over. People start a new fitness regime or a health regime or a side business that they're working on and whatever it is. And they start with all this energy, excitement and enthusiasm and that they're off and running. And then life throws them a couple of lemons and it gets them off track and they never come back. They never come back on track. And it's because they're failing to plan. And I think it's Benjamin Franklin that says, if you're failing to plan, you are planning to fail. I guess I see this a lot, with people with a healthy diet. They eat well, eat well, eat well, eat well, eat well, and it might go days, weeks, or maybe even months. And then they have that stuff up where they've just gone and smashed some Maccas or some sort of, takeaway, some sort of junk food. And then they just go, I've stuffed up. It's not worth it anymore. Whereas in actual fact, they stuffed up one little bit and all of that good work that they've done just goes out the window. So we're going to set ourselves up so that doesn't happen. So why do we do it? So we do this to effectively manage our tasks. And I'd say task management because I actually get annoyed when people say time management because I don't know anyone who's managing time. We've all got 24 hours in a day. If you manage to get more in, let me know. But we can't manage time, but what we can manage are the tasks that we focus on, the tasks that we execute in those 24 hours. So this is going to help us effectively manage our tasks. It's going to help us manage the tasks that we plan and we premeditate, I suppose, and then it's going to help us manage the tasks that get thrown at us that have a little bit of urgency attached to them. So we do this so that we can help stay consistent as well, because it's consistency that's king. I guess, the gym membership, you don't get in good shape just from having the membership. You don't even get in good shape from going there for 5 hours a day for 1 week. It's an hour a day, a few minutes a day to an hour a day, consistently, week after week. That gets us to the results. We don't get healthy from eating well once, or we don't get unhealthy from eating junk food once. It's consistently doing the right or wrong things. And, in our job, in our business, it's very hard to run a business and build an income with a massive amount of effort in a short period of time and then nothing. You might put a massive amount of effort in a short period of time to get it off the ground and up and running, but then you've got to consistently tend to that business. And so that's what it's all about. It's all about consistency. And that's why we're setting this up, to help us be consistent. So we do this so we can stay on track and easily get back on track if we get knocked off. And that's what I was talking about before. It's so easy that once we do stray from the plan, once we do get knocked off track, when life goes sideways and starts throwing rubbish at us and we've got to deal with emergency type things, it's so easy to stay there and then to give up on the game plan. And this is the only way I've ever worked out in my life to be able to get straight back on track as soon as I've dealt with that emergency task or whatever's popped up. And so realistically, we do this to be in control, of our day, as I was saying before, so that we run the day rather than the day running us. So how do we do it? So the first thing we do is we grab our monthly goals breakdown. Now, this is what you've gone through in a previous video module, where we're just talking about the what, what it is that we have to achieve that month to achieve our goal in the long term. So what we do, we've gone through and done that. Then what we want to do is get out our highlighters. You're going to need 6 different colors. And like I said, this is if you're a hardcore person and you really want to squeeze the most out of this, like I do. This is exactly what I do. And sure, it's a little bit of time, but the amount of time it saves me is insane. The amount of spare time I have in my life is crazy because I do this. So you want to go through and highlight those different life areas: business, career, finance, physical health, and nutrition, and so forth. Highlight those into different colors. And then what you want to do is every Sunday evening, this is when I found it to be the best time for me, every Sunday evening, plan the major action steps that you need to take in the week ahead to achieve your goals by the end of the month. So this is in this highlighted section up the top here, the weekly goals. So this is more of the how, the action steps, not the what the goal is. You might just have a little bit of what that goal is, just one word or so, and then a sentence on what you need to do in that week, the action that needs to be taken. Is it meetings? Is it a certain amount of exercise? Is it something you need to physically do to have that, to achieve that goal? Is it reading something? Is it writing something? Is it filming something? Is it whatever it is? So you write that in the weekly goal. So this is your monthly goal now, broken into 4 weeks, generally, of weekly activity. And then what we do is we go through and we highlight the hours in each day that we plan to dedicate to those areas of our life. And the reason why I loved the fact that we've set up this lifestyle in this format is because, as I said, this is about task management, not time management. The frustration that I've always had when looking for planners and diaries is the fact that most of them start at 9 a.m. and finish at 5 p.m. If you get a chunkier one, it might start at 7 a.m. and go to 9 p.m. But there's 24 hours in a day. So I find we waste those others if we don't plan those. So ours starts at 4 a.m. and finishes at 3 a.m. So we've got 24 hours in each day there. So if you like, you can even plan your sleep out in this scenario. I know that I run really well on 6 hours. I know if I have 8 hours, I'm a bit sluggish, I guess. And if I have 4 hours, I can do it for a week or so. But then after that, it starts to catch up, right? So tracking that can be a good thing too. So what we do is we start to highlight that out. Now, if we've got a 9-to-5 job, that's the thing that you're probably going to want to put in first. Business, career, finance. That's our color for business, career, finance that we did on our monthly goal setting. And so we do, the morning session before our lunch break, and then the afternoon session there. And we do that Monday to Friday. So that's where we're working our job, and that's part of our business, career, finance goals, right? So this is just highlighting it out. This isn't putting any data in there or any tasks in there yet. And then if we're doing a 9-to-5 job, we might have a side hustle or a business that we run on the side. So we put that in as well for business career finance, or it might be where we're checking out properties for our property portfolio, or jumping on doing some share trading, whatever it is. So, you know, in this example here, we've got, I guess, what's that, 7 p.m. to 8:30 p.m. Monday to Wednesday, and then a few hours again on Saturday. Okay, so that's business career finance. That's what I want to dedicate this week to business career finance in my default week. So then we've got our health, fitness, nutrition, all of those sorts of things. So this is where Monday to Friday, starting at 6:30, going through to 7:30. So dedicating an hour every morning to that, and then dedicating my lunch break to that Monday to Wednesday. That was actually supposed to be and Thursday, Friday, but my animations aren't quite right. I am a cabinet maker. There's my disclaimer, not a IT guru. Cool. So then we've got our personal growth and skill set. And so maybe if I've got a morning commute to work on the bus or the train or the car or something like that. And so I've put in, I guess, whatever that is there, about a half an hour of personal development, of improving my skill set. So maybe, you know, I've blocked that out there Monday to Friday, and that might be an audio book or something that I'm listening to or reading. And then I've got Thursday evening, an hour and a half there where I'm going to like a course on something. Maybe it's something I want to learn graphic design, or maybe I'm doing interior decorating, or maybe I'm going to Toastmasters or something like this, where I'm working on myself. So I plug that in there because I know that happens every week. And then I have my spiritual connection. So maybe every morning, 6 a.m. till 6:30, Monday to Friday, maybe that's when I work on that. Maybe that's when I'm doing some meditation type stuff, or getting out into nature. For me, that's fishing. I when I'm not here in Australia, when I'm back at home in Fiji, I go fishing every morning. It's crazy. It's something I love, and it's like a meditation for me. It's food for my soul. I just love it. So you know, so maybe that's there. So that's planned there as the default. So then we've got emotions and connections, right? Our connections and relationships. So again, in the morning commute there, I've locked out the second half an hour there, Monday to Friday. Maybe that's just making a phone call, or sending a couple of messages, or whatever it is, to people that I love and care about, people that I've got relationships with, and want to keep that communication going and that nurture. And then you can see on the Friday night there, I've locked out from 7 p.m. To like midnight. So say that would be date night. So date nights on Friday night. You know, I'm going to go out with my partner, go out for dinner, go to a movie, go ice skating, you know, whatever it is. There's some awesome things that we can get out there and do. And then Sunday I've locked out a whole heap of relationship time as well. So that might be dropping in to see someone that I haven't seen for a while. That might be just quality time with the kids, you know, doing whatever they want to do. So I plan all that stuff out. And then, there goes my exercise in, and health and nutrition for Thursday and Friday. But then you see also Sunday, I dropped in there my contribution, Saturday morning, sorry. So maybe every Saturday morning I'm volunteering at the homeless shelter, or I'm, you know, helping on a crisis helpline, or, you know, doing the backpacks for kids, as a few of our friends do here in Adelaide. So, so we plan that out. And so, you know, that's what my default week, perfect week would look like. Now, you know, there's a lot that we squeezed in there, but you look at all the white there, there's also a lot of free space there. And then if you were to even highlight a color, choose a color, or leave it blank, or whatever, where you do block your sleep out, then you can really see the gaps that you've got to get other things done in life. So then what we want to do is you schedule in the activity you need to do to achieve your goals for the week. So it's going back up to your weekly goals and the activity that we had planned. And then I go in here with my pencil, as Rebecca said in that video at the start. You want to have, for me, I want to use a pencil with an eraser on the end, so that I can shift things around if I have to for whatever reason. But I go through and I pencil that in. So that might be where I go through and pencil in date night there, Okay, this morning I'm going to run. This morning I'm going to ride. This morning I'm going to walk. This time I'm going to ring this person for the connection. My lunch break here, I'm going to spend, I'm going to sit down and eat my lunch, which is always important. Sit down, relax, eat your lunch, 30 minutes, and then, or maybe 30 minutes before that, I'm going to go into the stairwell in the office and do some stuff up and down the stairs or whatever it is, right? So we plan all that stuff in. And then as tasks come in, you want to slot them into where they need to be. For me, in my example, I guess, I run a couple of different businesses. So I have things that come in from day to day that need to be done there. And so when they come in, I open up my day. Let's say I need to have a call with a prospective partner. I can say, okay, I've got this, and this time available. And it might be today. And then if they say, oh, that doesn't work, okay, well, I've got this, and this on Monday, Wednesday, Friday. And I make sure they fit into the slots where I'm working on business, career, and finance. If they're all full, I go to the next one. I don't jeopardize my plan to facilitate someone else's plans, if that makes sense. I prioritize my plan in my life. And so that's what happens. As those things come in, I slot them in there. So as new items come into your to-do list, so your to-do list up the top there, highlighted in the yellow. So for me, this is the stuff that is just random stuff that pops up. It might be, I guess, the permission slip for my kids when they've got to go do something for school, or electricity bill that comes in that needs to get paid, or just random stuff that pops up in life. That's where that goes in. That goes into my to-do list as they come in. And then when I've got time to sit down and work it out, then I slot them into my life there, where they're not going to negatively impact all those areas that I've grabbed there to put aside for my growth and my progress in life. So as I said at the beginning, this is the number one thing that has made my life go like an absolute rocket. And if, for whatever reason, things happen, and things do happen. I've had crazy things happen in my life that have thrown this out the window. Some of them have thrown it out the window for, one of them for almost 12 months. I had a severe accident that totally stuffed up this game plan for 12 months. I couldn't execute my my default week for at least 12 months. But then as soon as I could, I was back onto this. And that's what we want to use this for. That's what we want to get back to. I see so many people just waste precious time on stupid things. And, when you stop and think about, I suppose TV is one thing. I haven't watched TV for at least 15 years. I don't watch any TV at all. I might watch a movie here and there, but I like that, right? That's some entertainment time. That might be something that I schedule in, watching a movie with the family time, sitting around, enjoying it together. But you will never find me sitting down watching like these stupid reality TV shows and binge watching Netflix stuff and all that. It's like it just chews into all this stuff. If you really enjoy it, schedule it in, but limit yourself. And whatever you put into these slots, when you're in that time, stick to it. I've been working on business, career, finance stuff, and I guess the iconic man who my wife buys clothes and stuff from, right? He's knocking at the front door. But that's not what I'm doing at that time. I'm not answering the front door. I'm not answering the phone. I'm not jumping through and scrolling social media or anything like that. I'm sticking to the task at hand. I'm staying in the zone, so to speak. So, man, he can drop a ticket there and we pick it up from the post office, or he can leave it on the ground and I pick it up from there once I'm done with what I'm doing. So another key phrase that I borrowed or adopted from a mentor many years ago is the main thing is to keep the main thing the main thing. And so that's what this is about. When I'm at the beach hanging out with the family, I'm not thinking about work. When I'm at work, working away in my business, career, and finance stuff, I'm not thinking about the beach. It's planning it by design. It's absolutely setting yourself up to smash it and win, because you can rest assured knowing that you've got everything that planned that needs to be done that week. And if you stick to it, it's done like clockwork. So again, consistency. We need to be consistent and congruent with what we've planned here. So hints and tips around this. Use a pencil in case you need to shuffle things around. As I said, very important. Worse, I like to keep things nice and neat looking. I can't stand it when I had a pen and I've scribbled stuff out and all of that. So pencil. So if things go sideways, get back on track as soon as you can. That's my number one tip. Don't let the distractions or the destruction that's hit your week completely derail you. I remember reading something, it was only just the other day, I said this to someone. I don't even know the numbers right, but we've got like 186,000 something seconds in the world. You know, I guess if you had $186,000 in the bank and someone stole $60 of it, would you throw the other 186,000 away? And the answer is obviously hell no, but we do that with our seconds. You know, someone steals 60 seconds of our life, something steals 60 seconds of our life and derails it, makes it a bad day for whatever reason for 1 minute, then we throw away all the other minutes. So hopefully this can help you get back on track as soon as we can. And here's my number one tip. This is something I had to learn the hard way. It's something my wife has struggled with for years and had to learn the hard way. And that's don't let your mouth overload your back. It's the easiest thing in the world to say yes. But at what cost are you saying yes? You know, it's yes here, yes there, yes. It just keeps filling up those minutes, those precious minutes of every day. And then soon your list of things to do, your prioritized activity gets bumped to the next day, bumped to the next day. And you never ever want to do that. It's all about you say yes to what can work and you say yes to when it can work. And if it can't work for them at that time, then you know, that's not your problem. You know, at the end of the day, you know, you're doing the best thing that you can. You're doing the best thing that's going to serve everyone. And you being out of control is not a good thing for anyone, especially you, obviously, and your loved ones. So we often say in this house, I'll look after me for you if you look after you for me. And that's what this is all about. You know, how well can your relationships be going if your finances and your health's out of control? Like, your relationships are going to suffer, right? So that's what this is absolutely all about. So there's a whole heap more stuff that we can go into on this. Now, you know, being part of our lifestyle community, there's going to be a whole heap of live events that we'll do, physical events like in function rooms and so forth. But there's also going to be a whole heap of online live events where we'll be able to dig further. Excuse me. Oh, my throat. We'll be able to dig further into lots of areas like this, and answer questions and so forth. So that's my voice telling me that I should wrap up this video. And guys, this is the real deal. If you can embrace this, if you can do this consistently, and you don't even have to be amazing at it, it's just a case of starting it. Just start doing this, start implementing it, get used to using this in your day-to-day life, and you will love it. You will absolutely love it. The results will start to come. So see you in the next few videos, guys.